Hello and welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt, here with Christy and Alonso. Our next movie is Promising Young Woman, and our own Promising Young Woman will describe it to you. Christy, take it away.
There was such hope for me, and then I became a film critic. So this is one of my absolute favorite movies of the year, so I'm going to rave about this, so just get ready for that. Carey Mulligan is amazing in this. She is our Best Actress winner at LA Film Critics this year as the titular promising young woman. Her name is Cassie, and she dropped out of medical school for reasons that we will learn about along the way. And she does this thing where every night she goes to a different bar or club and she pretends to get really, really wasted. Like different kind of outfit each time, different kind of hair, different kind of makeup. Sometimes she pretends she's like a businesswoman who's gone to like a company happy hour and had too much to drink. And she will place herself, slumped into a bar, slumped into a banquette, or, kind of stumbling around. And invariably, some guy will come up to her and under the guise of thinking, oh, you poor dear, let me make sure you get home safely, we'll take her home to his place and try to have sex with her when she is passed out drunk, or so he thinks. But before anything can happen, before they can outright sexually assault her, she snaps to it and reveals she's actually sober. And then that is the end of that for them. All these situations go down in various ways, which are either extremely bloody and violent or just really uncomfortable and awkward. But one by one, she is teaching the man of the world that you cannot treat women this way. Emerald Fennell wrote and directed this. She is Camilla on The Crown, which we have been told we need to watch, but there's a lot of television in the world. Have you guys ever seen The Crown?
I watched a few of the first season, but that was it. She has something to do with Killing Eve, right?
She is a writer on Killing Eve.
Okay.
Maybe a co-creator. Anyway, this is just bold and funny and darkly pointed, and Carey Mulligan fucking nails this role. It seems like a really showy role, but the more I thought about it, what I love about it is its understatement. Because while it's in a superficial way in terms of hair and makeup, and just the vibe of the film, the way it's shot and edited, it feels brash and swaggering and showy. What sells it is her like totally annoyed and bemused and disgusted deadpan reaction to everyone she meets and everywhere she goes and everything she does, until she meets Bo Burnham. She reconnects with Bo Burnham's character, who is someone that she knew from med school. And there seems to be some hope that maybe she's found a nice guy, finally someone who's decent and who is trustworthy. But there are twists in store. I love the costume design. I love the music. I love her performance. It's just a badass, smart, and incredibly relevant movie.
I am in favor of everything that this movie says, and I think this is a terrible movie.
Okay, tell me
what.
Tell me more. I want to hear this.
There is not like an ounce of wit or satirical bile or anything. It's just there, and the things happen, and it has no sense of, there's no like kind of wicked comic timing to this. It's just this plodding thing. Like, what does she even do to these guys after she busts them? She basically like kind of scolds them and leaves. Like, that's
those are the ones we see.
The ones we see, yeah, but
they're
it's like,
marked down differently in her little book.
I would like to know if something else happens. Like, the movie is very like, it sets it up like this thing that she's doing, and then when you finally see her do it, it's like, oh, that's it. She just kind of slaps him on the wrist and goes home. And it's like, I don't know. I think there's this movie is trying to get its arms around a really big thing. And it's a thing that should be addressed. This notion of like, oh, men with these accusations, we can't ruin their lives. And like, without regard for the victim. Again, everything this movie is about and is advocating, I'm solidly supporting. I just don't think it does it very well or very interestingly. I don't think they've really created a full character for Carey Mulligan to play. I didn't find her all that captivating. I was really disappointed by this film. It's been getting raves ever since Sundance when it premiered last January, and I was expecting more than what I got.
But admittedly, you were also not a big Carey Mulligan fan going into it.
True, but I did like her a lot in Wildlife. So like I'm open to the idea of Carey Mulligan surprising me and delighting me.
Matt, where
Alonso,
are you on
you
this?
ignorant slut.
Yes.
This movie's terrific. I don't think it's going like I didn't interpret it as satire or comedy. Like I think it's a psychological thriller.
I think it's both.
I think that
I think it thinks it's being a satire.
I think part of that a little bit is the marketing. I think that if you come into this movie cold, I don't think the movie positions itself. It doesn't seem to be having the rhythm of a comedy. I think it may look like that in places, but it absolutely is more, or even satire. Like this is a movie that's twisted right off the bat, and it makes you uncomfortable. I think it really works hard to give you expectations and then subvert them, pull the rug. I mean, this movie's constantly pulling the rug out. And I loved that. I loved it. What happens with Bo Burnham, I absolutely did not see coming.
Nope.
And that was amazing. And then the way the movie ends is just so, I don't want to say satisfying because I wouldn't say that, but it fits with what the movie's doing, right? This is, it makes me think like one of the things that David Lynch does really well is kind of subvert your expectations. Now, granted, he does that in a very out there surrealist way. Yes, I'm comparing this to David Lynch.
David Lynch's name out of your mouth.
Absolutely. This movie, in only in that aspect. I don't mean it again in the surrealistic way that Lynch does. But this movie constantly like sets you up that you think, it uses the tropes of what we know about romantic movies and dramas and comedies. And I think this is really smart. I think this movie sets you up to kind of expect every particular scene, even the overarching story to go one way. And because, this is a movie made by somebody who not just knows movies, but knows how audiences watch movies. And I think that's where this is really smart. I loved this movie. I think that Carey Mulligan, with her understated, subtle performance, helps ground what we're seeing on screen. Because I think that we're seeing stuff that is a lot of it, the colors pop. Like there's that one shot of her framed by the frame behind her, and it's very kind of overtly stagey sometimes as far as the way the movie is presented to us, and again, the kind of cinematography and the positioning of the camera and the way the costumes look, and when she goes out in her flowery dresses and looks completely different. But again, what's actually happening, and that's what I find so fascinating about this movie, because just like what we see happen where she's drunk and these guys take her home and they think, well, either it's a straight up rape by some of these guys, or like that's what we think is going to happen, right? Because she's passed out and somebody's going to get her naked, or with a different character, it's, hey, are you up for this? And it's so that one gets a different color in the book, right? What I love is that at a deeper level, that's exactly what this movie's doing to us. And I really respected that. I thought this movie's terrific.
Yes, Alonso is smirking and shrugging at us.
I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, and I don't buy this movie. And so,
well, then don't.
But it has certainly been divisive from the moment that it emerged. So and just lest anybody come at me for being like the man. A lot of women film critics whom I respect also are not into this movie. So
I do understand that with some people the ending is quite divisive, and I won't even begin to talk about the ending. But not everyone loves it. I think it lands, and I found it satisfying.
It lost me well before the ending, but the ending I also thought was like, I mean, frankly, the ending is of a piece with the rest of this movie in that it is incredibly contrived, but that's neither here nor there apparently.
No, but I bought that she is so brilliant and has so much time on her hands that she would have the ability to plan out everything that goes down throughout the course of the film up to and including the ending. I bought it. I mean, you have to go with it also, yes, but I think it's not beyond the realm of possibility that somebody who we've been presented as this kind of a brilliant and clever character would be able to pull that kind of thing off. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. So I didn't take it away so much as brilliance, so much as like we see a character that is, if nothing else, kind of ready for the worst case scenario.
Let's not get into the ending. It's too hard not to spoil it. I just thought it was a cop out.
A couple of sequences that totally stand out for me. I know we need to get going. I love the Allison Brie lunch. I love the passive aggressive bitchiness of Shot at Jar on Beverly Boulevard in Los Angeles. I love that. And I love the song that she and Bo Burnham sing along to at the drugstore. It's a beautiful scene.
I did like the ensemble that pops up for this movie. You've got Alison Brie, you've got you've got Adam Brody and Jennifer Coolidge, who I did not recognize for several scenes because she's not blonde in this, and
Laverne Cox is in
Laverne
it.
Cox and Clancy Brown. Yeah, so like I liked that the atmosphere this movie was giving me of those character actors.
Oh, and the college dean scene was just chilling. Oh, that was terrifying.
With
Connie Nielsen.
Connie Nielsen. No, Christopher Mintz-Plasse has one of the more amazing of her encounters. Anyway, I love it. I'm saying 9.5.
I also love it. I'm giving it a 9.
Okay.
What did I say? 6?
You said 6.
6. Yeah. I again, I'm totally down for what this movie is advocating and messaging, but I think it goes about it in a really ham-handed and cinematically clumsy way. But you be the judge.
Well, yeah, please do let us know. So our number is 8.2. If you guys see this, let us know what you think, because very infrequently are the three of us this split on something. We're usually like in the same basic range with slight shadings. So if you let us know what you thought of it when you see it, whenever it comes out, which I guess is next year.
So it's in theaters.
Christmas.
It'll be in theaters on Christmas.
For Christmas,
right? In theaters for Christmas, and since it's a Universal movie, after about 2.5 weeks, it'll be streaming. So totally worth watching.
Keep an eye out, I guess. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Plenty of exclusive items there that only our subscribers get to see, including our recaps of The Queen's Gambit, which we're wrapping up this week, as well as a viewer-selected Christmas classic. We're talking about the original Black Christmas. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.